Do you see here? Hi guys and gals. Yeah, well, it's Friday and I must have touched the camera again because it's saying focus on a selected subject, and didn't used to say that. I mean, so I've touched the setting some way. Well, anyway, we'll see if it comes out better. Wow, you know what I was thinking of as I was looking at different things on the web, and I happened to see it was on Facebook a few minutes back. There was a video by someone I didn't know, actually, called Mum's the Witch, and I have now subbed to her. But she was she'd made a video response about us old people, so to say, on YouTube, and how we were getting flack at times. Yeah, it was a very interesting one. And I gotta laugh because in so many situations, us old guys being generic now, end up knowing a lot more than the younger ones about different things online. By the way, while we're at it, look at the lilacs and my lawn, which should have been mowed today, and then we got a thunderstorm, so I'm walking in wet grass right now, but it stopped. Maybe tomorrow, but they're announcing rain for the whole weekend. Now I digress, as usual. From one thing to another, of course, that is the topic of digressing, isn't it? I started to think about not only YouTube but the internet, and thinking about the different times and ways that I have used the internet. I have touched on the subject before. I mean, when I started using the internet, it was like there were no browsers, so to say. It was line by line and forums, and some of you might even remember telephone modems. I mean, you know. But having said that, I was thinking about some of the first browsers that I'd use. Aside from the online ones, which I would say don't actually count, but I was using something called Mosaic. Seems to me there was something before that. I just can't quite remember the name now. And that's starting to be signs of old age. And I used to love Netscape. I was using that way before. Well, I mean, Internet Explorer was, of course, out, but I wasn't using it very much. I was using Netscape. Because with Netscape, there was the whole package then. There was the Commander, and there was the Communicator. And goodness sakes, I mean, with the Netscape Commander, I was making web pages at the time. Well, lost art. And something that's funny is that that web page is actually still out there. And I laughed because the other day, I found it and went and hadn't been on it, and nobody had been on it like for years and years and years. And I had put two little icons of the boys going off to school, and you'd click on their picture and they'd say, well, one would yell to the other, "Come on, let's go to school," and so on, and they would talk to each other. And it was just so funny. It really was a blast in the past because their voices, I mean, these are voices, my boys are young men now, but these are voices of little kids, you know, little boys before their voice changed. It was, yeah, but just kind of makes me realize that I've probably been on the internet now, you know, longer than some of those kids that are giving us flack on YouTube have been alive. And we're too old. Well, maybe we are. But I think that we aren't, actually. How many times, actually, have you looked at videos from us old people and realize that they can make you laugh a lot more, and they can make a lot of people laugh, and they can make a lot of people cry, and they can be very serious. We've got the whole palette. Yes, we do. Oh, I don't know. When I hear comments like that, it just kind of makes me smile. Makes me try to remember when I was about that age, was I giving the older ones of my generation as much flack as they can give us at times? You know something? I don't really think so. But then, I guess I was just a model child. Oh, geez. You know, it is funny because one thing, though, that does come out sometimes with age is that idea that things were better in the old days. And I still think, seriously, that some things were. But on the other hand, on the other side of things, a lot of things ain't. No, and I mean, you just look at the whole communication side of things. A lot of people will say that we are communicating less, that we are creating a bunch of people that don't know how to talk to others if they don't have a screen in front of themselves. There might be something to that. But if you look at people like myself who live abroad, the communication age has been something that has been fantastic. Take my mom, she's coming up to 80. She uses Skype just about every day. She surfs on the web, checking for, be it recipes or whatever, news and so on. I mean, this is not something that you would expect from an old, decrepit person, would you? No, and she's not. And frankly, if anything, the World Wide Web has helped to make her younger. Way to go. Way to go. Okay. I think I should sign off. BC will be off, and I hope to be back sometime this weekend. You know I most probably will. Take care. Bye-bye.